Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's June here, and I'm back with another video. Now, as you guys see in today's video, we have a lot to talk about today. So they dropped so much information for the Black Panther expansion. We know stuff that's coming with this expansion. We know about his moves, some of his moves, his abilities when it comes to his assault, support, and ultimate, and also some of his move sets as well. So we have a lot to talk about today. So before we get into the video, if you guys are going to enjoy it and you guys like this video, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well so you miss a video and always be notified when I upload a video. And most importantly, if you guys are hyped for Black Panther, make sure you guys hit that like button. Now without further ado, let's get into the video.
Homie, they ain't ready for this. Scatter shot, I'm working, hurt them worse than slitting your wrist. Hit subscribe, smash like, ring the bell, stay tuned. Now without further ado, here's the duel of June. Yeah.
Alright, so the first thing we're going to get into is what you should expect from this Black Panther expansion. So, of course, they got articles on IGN, Game Informer, and everywhere talking about what to expect from it. So, we're going to get into it. So, of course, the first thing that we already knew that was coming along with this expansion is a new outpost. They've been talking about it for the longest, that we were going to get a new outpost. So, that's something that's not really brand new to us, to be honest. So, yeah, let's go into the second one. We have two new villains that are coming along with this expansion, which is Crossbones officially being announced. So, of course, it's been leaked a while ago by Miller that Crossbones was going to be in this expansion, so it is true. So Miller keeping with the dubs when it comes to his leaks. And we also have Ulysses Claw, which of course we already knew that was going to be a villain that's going to be in this expansion. He's also the last boss we fight, so that's pretty self-explanatory right there, to be honest. And also when it comes to mission types that are coming along with the expansion, we get new drop zones and we get new villain sectors. Now I would have really liked to seen like hives or something like that when it comes to this expansion, but I don't know. We got to see how frequent this drop zones and villain sectors are and how fun they are to play. But honestly, I wish they could have added a little bit more to it, to be real. But of course, with this expansion, we know we're getting new enemy types with the Claw faction. Now, we did get a little showcase of two of them, the faction types that are coming along with this. But of course, there are more. So we got to see what more is coming along with this. They did release a blog about it. I did do a video about it. So if you guys want to check that out, you guys can. And speaking about that, we have two new stats effects when it comes to Vibranium and Sonic. I did also do a video about those as well if you guys want to know more information about those. So those are the two new stats effects coming along with this expansion. And they also did state that there is an Omega level threat mission that will be coming with the expansion, but not like on Tuesday. They state it will be releasing at a later date. So it seems like that is true as well. What Miller said, that the OLT for the Wakanda expansion will be coming out later. So it's pretty interesting. We already know it's gonna probably end up being the Ulysses Claw boss battle. Just made it in a more harder version with more things to do along with it, because the Warzone director Field, he did state that it will be a mixture between puzzles and a boss fight. So we also got our introduction of a boss fight type Omega level threat with the Super Daptoid, and that seems pretty hard right there. So mix it with puzzles and challenging boss fight. I wonder how it's gonna go out in the end, to be honest. So yeah, that is what to expect from this expansion. Now basically we're just gonna get into Black Panther's abilities, moves, everything that they have stated so far in these articles. So let's get into it. Alright, so let's get on to Black Panther's abilities and his moves that we know so far from these articles. So of course, for the first thing, when it comes to his range, we have his Vibranium daggers. Now these daggers also reduce defense on enemies once they're hit by the daggers, which is pretty nice when it comes to damage setup. Since they reduce their defense, they take more damage, so you go crazy with your melee build or range or heroic type build when it comes to Black Panther. So it's pretty nice. And speaking about that, they also have other options for his daggers. They can also be heat-seeking daggers, and also there's an option for rapid fire daggers as well. So that's pretty nice when it comes to a range build. You can really go crazy with that one. Now speaking about that, let's go into his next move set, which is a part of his moves, which is called Pounce. Now Pounce is a really nice ability. You probably see it on screen right now of Black Panther actually using Pounce. You actually pounce to an enemy, and you can also keep this ability activated just by tapping the light attack button on your controller, which is pretty nice. And the thing that's cool about it, you could actually perform this on bigger enemies. Now they didn't go into detail on what type of bigger enemies, like an exosuit type enemy or something like that type of big, but the fact that you can perform it on bigger enemies is pretty nice. Now don't quote me on this, but I think I've seen it on an article that you could get on the wall and do a pounce attack on an enemy and just do it from the wall. Now alrighty, so it's future June right here. Now of course I wanted to go look back on this to make sure I was correct, but you can pounce on exos, so you can do it on exos. And also when you're wall running, you could throw daggers while you're wall running. And now I don't know if you can wall run and Pounce at the same time. So yeah, I don't know about that one, but you can pounce on exos and you can wall run while throwing your daggers. So that's what you can do so far from what is shown in the article. If this is true, I will have it on the screen so you guys can see it, but if it's not, then I would just put it in on the video that is not true. But yeah, I promise you, I think I've seen it. Now let's get on to the next ability, which is its intrinsic. Now it states that blocking attacks builds up the meter, and also you can perform heavy combo finishers with kinetic energy using your intrinsic, and it also increases your damage for 10 seconds, which is pretty nice. It stays true to Black Panther when it comes to kinetic energy. Once he takes it, he can dish it out to enemies, so that's pretty nice to have right there. I wonder how effective it's going to be when it comes to using this the intrinsic meter and just using your kinetic energy when it comes to performing attacks. So we got to see how that really goes out on Tuesday when Black Panther officially comes out. But let's get on to his abilities when it comes to assault, support, and ultimate. Now, of course, with his ultimate, we already know that it's going to be his Vibranium Spear, but the fact is this spear can pierce through enemies, and it also can, once it's fully upgraded, it can pin up to 3 enemies just with one throw. Now, the thing that is very interesting about this is the fact is, once you really think about it, if you do this ability on 3 human enemies, isn't that technically killing them? But then again, you know, it's a game, so you can't really think that deep into it, but it is pretty nice the fact that you can pin 3 enemies and it can pierce through enemies once it's fully upgraded. So that's pretty nice right there. Now let's go into its support, which is the Komoda beads. Now I don't know if I probably said that so wrong, my bad, but the details that come along with this is pretty nice. Now it goes on to state that you can also heal allies with this ability, and also there's an option where you can protect yourself and reduce damage by 20%, and there's another way you can also add this as an offensive type thing with this support. Is the fact is these bees can turn into grenades, which can also do high stun damage and high damage as well, which is pretty interesting right there, because I don't think there's a support ability in the game right now that actually does damage. Well, there's Kate Bishop's decoy, but like when it comes to actually, it's pretty neat. You know, there's some support that do damage, but that's pretty interesting that you could turn bees that actually supposed to heal people into actually an offensive type move where it can do damage and stun enemies. So that's pretty nice. Now let's get into his ultimate. Now his ultimate is pretty insane. Now his ultimate, you can summon Bass to fight alongside you. So it's a giant cat. It's part of the mythology when it comes to cats, Bass. So it's pretty interesting that you can summon a whole cat to fight on a battlefield with you, and also while this ultimate is activated, you get a 20% damage increase, and also you get unlimited intrinsic attacks with your kinetic energy blast when you do your moves. So that's pretty nice to have right there. Now there are other options that come along with this ultimate. You can also revive allies and also revive T'Challa. If say for instance you're all down and you have that move selected where you can revive yourself and your allies, you can just pop your ultimate and you revive everyone, which is pretty nice. And there's also another way we could summon spectral Wakanda warriors, which is pretty nice to have, so you can add more to the battlefield for you. So that's pretty nice. And there's also another one that they hinted on. They didn't go into detail about it. They hinted it, the fact that you could teleport to enemies when you pop your ultimate. So I don't know how they're going to do that. It sounds pretty interesting, especially how with Black Panther plays so far from what we've seen. I feel like that's going to be dope to experience, to be honest. So yeah, that is basically everything that we know so far when it comes to Black Panther abilities, and also when it comes to what we know so far, what's coming along with the expansion. So let me know in the comments, how do you guys feel about this when it comes to what is coming, and also with Black Panther's abilities and his moves that we know so far, and especially with the gameplay. Now, of course, when it comes to the combat, they don't disappoint. So, you know, his combat just looks better and it just looks cool overall. I wasn't really worried about that part when it comes to combat, because they do really good with combat in this game. So, you know, it's just them basically flexing how much versatility that they can really do when it comes to having different characters. So hey man, they going crazy with it. So let me know in the comments how you guys feel about this when it comes to everything. We're about to head out, but before we head out, if you guys are not, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to turn on post notifications so there's a video and I'll be notified when I upload a video. And most importantly, make sure you guys hit that like button. Now of course, I do have a Discord. It's called the June Cave. Go over everything dealing with Marvel's Avengers, Gotham Knights, future upcoming games as well. So if you guys want to join that, the link is below for that one as well. Also, I do stream on Twitch, so if you guys want to come out to the Twitch streams, I will be live streaming the Wakanda War Table on Monday. So if you guys want to come out to the stream, the link is below for my Twitch. And also I do have memberships on the channel. So if you guys want to join that, want to know more information about that, the link is below for my memberships. I'm going to give a quick shout out to the elite members and the Rica members. I greatly appreciate it for y'all being memberships on the channel. But yeah, it's Lejeune here. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'm about to head out and you guys have a good day. Peace.